Hello students, welcome to our chapter Lists and Images in HTML, where we will go deeper into the topic and explore more of what it can do. HTML provides us with some tags to display the contents in a systematic way so as to make it look more appealing and professional. Besides text, web pages can also contain graphics, drawings, charts, or photographs too. In our previous chapter, we learnt about the basic arrangement of content on the web page and applied some standard formatting on the headers using this tag. But to make our web page look more attractive, colorful, and presentable, there are many more HTML tags and attributes which can be added to the page body or to the page content. In this chapter, we will learn the use of some other tags and attributes for designing creative web pages. Let's start with HTML lists. Lists are used to arrange relevant content in an easy-to-read format. It helps in the creation of a well-structured and simple-to-maintain document. Lists make content easy to read and understand. There are different types of lists in an HTML. HTML provides tags for creating different types of lists such as ordered list, unordered list, and definition lists. When you create a list inside another list, it is called a nested list. Let us learn to create these lists one by one. Starting with an ordered list. Here, the items are added in a specific order and each item is assigned a number from the first to the last in an increasing order. The list begins and ends with this. The individual items of the list are marked with this tag. An ordered list is also known as a numbered list. Ordered lists are appropriate where the exact ordering of items is critically important to the meaning of the content. For example, a recipe would likely use an ordered list to write the steps in an arbitrary order, the syntax for which is this. Let's look at the important attributes of this tag. First is the start attribute. The start attributes allows to start a list at a value different from 1. The syntax is quite simple since you only need to write an integer value in this attribute. Here is an example. In this, the list items will start from number 3. Next is the reversed attribute. This allows the counter to be reversed. It does not reverse the physical order of the items, just the counting. This is an example. The third attribute is the type attribute. It is close to the list style type property in CSS. The goal of this attribute is to change the numbering type. The options that can be specified with this type of attribute are shown here. Here is the syntax. Let us understand the use of this tag with the following example, of which this is the output. Let us now learn about a nested ordered list. These are ordered lists that contain one or more order lists as list elements. Below is an example of the nested ordered list, and here is its output. Moving on to an unordered list. It is a set of related information that does not have any special order or sequence. It can be compared to a bulleted list as it displays the list of items, each with a significant bullet symbol. The style of the bullet is decided by the type attribute. This is the syntax. Let's look at the important attributes of this tag. First is the type attribute. It is used to define the symbol for the bullets. There are 3 symbols that can be specified through this tag. First is disk, which looks like a solid or filled circle. Next is a circle, which looks like an outlined circle. And finally the square, which resembles a solid or filled square. Here is an example along with its output. Let's move on to definition or description list. A definition list is a list of terms along with the definition or description of each term. The list starts with this tag and has two more tags inside it. These are the three HTML description list tags. First is that this tag defines the description list. A description list always begins with this tag and ends with this tag. Next, this tag defines the data term. The definition term is tagged as this, and the third is that this tag defines data definition. Here is an example and its output. Let's now learn about the CSS list properties. A list is a wonderful tool that helps in organizing data. The list can be ordered or unordered. An ordered list displays the list items arranged in an ordered manner, and the unordered list displays the list items in an unordered form. The CSS list properties to style the list are as follows. List style sets all the properties for a list in one declaration. List style image specifies an image as the list item marker. List style position specifies the position of the list item markers. Bullet points, yes. And list style type specifies the type of list item marker. Here is an example and the output. Let's now begin learning about inserting images in a web page. The use of images on a web page makes it more visually appealing since they serve to convey the message in a more presentable manner, and thus they are an important component of a web page. The image files are huge and downloading them takes a long time when the web page is opened. As a result, various file formats are used, each of which take less time to download. The file formats supported by HTML are GIFs or a graphics interchange format. It supports only a few colors but is best for graphics and custom drawings. It also supports JPEG or Joint Photographic Expert Group, which is a format that supports many colors and so they are suitable for complex images. It is commonly used as JPEG. Lastly is PNG or Portable Network Graphics. This format allows the image compression to reduce download image and helps the browser to render the images quickly. They support 16 million colors. Now, to insert an image in a web page, this tag is used. This is an empty tag and creates a space for the image to be inserted. This is the syntax. Here is an example and its output. This tag has the following attributes. First is that the src attribute specifies the URL, that is the web address or location of the image. Secondly, the width attribute specifies the width of the image in pixels. Using it, you can change the width of the image even though the original width of the image may be different. And lastly, the height attribute specifies the height of the image in pixels. Using the height attribute, you can change the height of the image even though the original height of the image may be different. Here is an example and its output. Let's look at the alt attribute in this tag. Alt stands for alternate text. It is used to display the text specified in it if the web browser is unable to find the image in the specified location or cannot display the image. When the image is displayed, the alternate text is not displayed. Instead, when your mouse pointer hovers around the image, the alternate text pops up. The figure below shows how the text in the alt attribute gets displayed in case the image cannot be loaded. This is the syntax. Given here is an example and its output. Moving to the last topic of our chapter, which is about adding marquees to a web page. Marquee is a moving text on a background that you must have seen while scrolling across a web page or surfing the internet. You can also add a marquee to your web page by using this. This is the syntax. This text to be made into a marquee. The marquee tag has a number of attributes, some of which are shown in the following table along with examples. First is width, which specifies the width of the marquee. Second is height, which specifies the height of the marquee in pixels. Next is behavior, which specifies how the text will move on the screen. It may take any value out of alternate, scroll, and slide. And lastly is the background color that specifies the background color of the marquee. Here is an example, and here is the output. That's all for our chapter, Lists and Images in HTML. Hope you learned a lot today. See you in the next class. Until then, bye.